Hello everyone, Katarina here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. I want to show you today how I made this card. Well, not exactly this card. Instead of the sentiment saying you are amazing, I will be using the sentiment have an amazing day. Here you can see most of the supplies I will be using. So let me show you how I made this card. First I started with the die cutting. I used the amazing die from MFT and die cut it 4 times from a black cardstock. And the stitched hearts die is from 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪. It cuts 2 pieces, the stitched hearts and a border. I used a white and black cardstock, and the black cardstock I only use for the border. After I die cut all pieces, I separated those I didn't need and put them aside for another project. Then I started gluing the amazing die cuts together. I used the Zig 2-way glue pen. I keep on forgetting actually that I have it. Glad I didn't forget this time. It makes much easier to adhere die cuts like this together. But you can also use any liquid glue you have on hand. After I adhered all the amazing die cuts together, I used my glitter pen from Wink of Stella to add a little bit of shimmer, and after the glitter was dry, I used the glossy accents from Ranger to give the word more dimension and shine. I put it aside to let it dry and worked on the rest of the card. For the sake of this video, I already prepared one yesterday, and the glossy accents with the glitter really bring a lot of shine to the sentiment. As you can see on the G, the glitter pen went a little bit wild, so be careful when you're using the glitter pen. The next step was bringing a little bit of rainbow colors to the heart. I used distress inks, but you can also use watercolors or any brush markers. I don't have many distress inks actually, so I used what I had in my stash. The list of all colors I used you can see in the description below. It's a small die cut compared to the applicators, so when you're using distress inks, be careful, be gentle, and just dab the ink on the edge and slowly apply it to the die cut. When adding the next color, I try to blend it with the color before, so you have a nice transition. I'm not showing you the whole process because it's actually the same for each color. Once I was finished with the blending, I set it aside to dry and started with stamping and heat embossing the other parts of the sentiment. Here is the stamp set I've been using. I really love the font. It's the Simply Set Amazing stamp from Ariel. I actually bought it for the stamp that says you are, but I lost it. But since I didn't have it, I decided to go with the sentiment that says have an amazing day. I used a mini MISTI for this just to make the stamping easier. To make sure I stamp at the right place, I put the amazing word die cut onto the panel and align the stamps above and below it. I inked up the stamps with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink and heat embossed it using a clear embossing powder. Next was time for adhering all those pieces together. I used both liquid glue and tape runner. I just could not decide which one is better. I still don't know. I guess liquid glue gives you more wiggle room, but it's also messier. And also I can tell you I made a mistake here. Not a really big mistake that will ruin a card, but when I made the card previously, I adhered the pieces first onto a piece of typing paper and then onto the card base. Here I adhere the pieces directly onto the card, and when I realized I made a mistake, it was too late. But luckily it was alright, I didn't mess up. I would not recommend adhering the pieces directly onto the card. It's just easier when you do it first on a typing paper and then you adhere it to the card. I would actually recommend using a typing paper larger than the card base. First adhere the hearts, then the border, and then the top and bottom panel, and then trim the access. That's a much better way to approach the adhering. After I adhered all the pieces, I used my glitter brush once again and applied the glitter onto the black border. Then I adhered the amazing word and added few sequins and also few enamel dots that I made from the wood drops. And as the last thing I added to the card is the dot above the eye. And because I hate adhering the little dots that come from the die, and I usually lose them whilst making the card, I just used the black enamel accents from Ranger to create a little raised dot. Just a little tip, applying this directly to the card, give it a try on a scratch paper first to get the air out, because it can splash on your finished card. So here's the finished card. I really love the colorful hearts. You definitely cannot go wrong with rainbow colors. And with the black border, the colors really pop. And the sentiment looks really great. I love the glossy accents on the die cut. I hope you guys like this card. Here is the list of supplies. You can also find it in the description below, as well as over on my blog. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest, or over on my blog cherry-b.net. Check out my previous video, Crafty Things I Bought in February, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!